Hello, this video that I'm making today is showing you how I made this simple card design. This particular card is a Mother's Day card, and I will be showing you a Mother's Day card example, but the purpose of this video is to show you how you can get 6 cards from this layout out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So I'm going to make 6 cards at once. So this video will be a little longer because there will be more going on than my usual videos. This is the piece of paper that I'm going to be turning into 6 cards. I had this in a flower pack. I can show you that. This is a die cuts with a view stack of paper. It has many different pretty papers, and some are not really suitable for card making because the pattern is too large, but they're very good for scrapbookers. Okay. This 12 by 12 sheet of paper, I'll need 6 card bases cut 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I'll need 2 8.5 by 11 sheets of cardstock and 1 8.5 by 11 sheet of pattern paper. And I had 1 large piece of fun foam, which I've cut into 6 strips, which are 4 1/4 by 1 1/4. The stamp set I'm using today is Crazy About You by Stampin' Up. I also have another Stampin' Up stamp set called Mother's Love, and that's what I'm using for the sentiment on the inside. I have this stamp set with die cuts from Hero Arts called Butterflies, and this die cut set from Little Yellow Bicycle for the word hello. You can use happy. You can use any die cut that you had that would die cut this word happy. There are several vendors that have that. Okay, let me clear this away and get right in. I should also mention I'm using Versafine, Onyx Black, and I needed ribbon. The ribbon color, of course, would coordinate with the paper that you have selected. The first step will be to cut the paper. If you have a large overall pattern like I have here, it doesn't really matter, but sometimes there is an up and a down to the paper, and you have to decide which way you're going to cut it before you do that. But that doesn't matter for this one because it's all over design. So the first thing I need to do is cut off 2 inches from one side of the paper. Alright, the dimensions that I'm going to need is 5 by 3 3/4. So now I'm going to turn the paper and cut it at 3 3/4. This will make 2. A little bit of waste. Now I'll cut this at 5. This piece is going to be a lot of waste. There's probably a much better way of cutting this than I came up with, but I did my best. Math is not my strong point. So I need to cut off, let me look at my notes again. Okay, I have to start by cutting off 2 inches. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the paper and cut it at 3.75. And now I need 1.5 inches. Yeah, 1.5 inches. Okay, and there are my 6 pieces. And this, as I said, is a lot of waves. I probably should have left that on there, but who knows what I might think to do with that. So there's my 6 pieces of that. Hang in there with me, people. Now I need to cut my card mats, which is 5 1/4 by 4. Alright, that's all my pieces. 6 mats, 6 patterns, 6 fun foam, and ribbon. I might as well cut that while I'm at it. Oops. What I do is, I could cut it exactly, but I'm trying to be a little bit frugal with my ribbon. So I measure out about how far I want it so that I have enough to cover both sides and give it a trim. Now, of course, I can just use this to measure the others. In addition to all of these cuts, you need a half a sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper, cut long ways as you see here, and cut into 6 pieces of 1.5 inch cuts, which I have already done off camera. Okay, I said I was going to make one, show how to make one card, but I think I'm going to get all of these cards to the same point so that you can see how easy it is once you have it set up in an assembly line fashion like I have here. So the first thing I need to do is tape the pattern paper to the pattern paper. So I'll move this aside, and I'm just going to go right through and speed it up so you can see the steps to take. It's the same step over and over again. Now I need to tape the ribbon to the back side. So I'm going to use my smaller tape run for this. Now, it's at this point that I can make all 6 cards to be Mother's Day, or I can make just one card Mother's Day, another card birthday, what have you. So I'm going to make one card Mother's Day, and I also have a birthday sentiment already on a block. And the others I'll just leave with no sentiment for now. So I stamp Mother's Day right here. And this one, I'll make it birthday. Okay. Now, the next step. The next step is to take the white strips and adhere them to the fun foam. If you did not have fun foam, it's extremely easy to get. I'd be surprised if you couldn't find it somewhere. Or you could die cut multiple copies of the words and glue them together, one on top of the other, and make a die sandwich. I show how to do that in another video. I'll link below, but it's much easier if you use fun foam. So this fun foam is adhesive on one side. So you pull the paper back and just put it in place on the cardstock. Okay, I'm going to do this real quickly. Okay, where's that small one? One of the pieces I miscut the foam tape. Which one was it? So it might be a problem, but we'll just see how it works. This one. We'll see how it goes. So what you do is you take the die cut for the butterfly and you put it in place, and this will be a tight fit, and then you take the word happy and put it in place and run it through your Big Shot or your Cuttlebug or whatever die cutting machine you have. I'm going to do that off camera and be right back. Alright, I am back from the die cut machine. As you see, it just pops right out. No worries. And this pops right out too. If you need to, you can take your, let me get this thing, your pokey tool, and free the little extra bits in the Y and the P. It just pops right out. Okay, I'm going to speed this up and do that real quick. Okay, now I've finished all of that. It's time to color up my butterflies. So I'm going to just stamp right on the little die cut, and hopefully I'll line it up straight. You may see my head peek in to make sure that I'm getting it right. Now that I think about it, I should have used another color other than white for the fun foam so I can actually see it. There we go. Okay, I'm just going to go right through here. Okay, now a little coloring. I have a pink, purple, and a green. Okay, now time to move on to the inside. Take the card base and just stamp the sentiment. For the inside, I'm just going to color this bad boy purple. Keep it simple. Now I need my bone folder and press this sealed. Now HEG gun again and tape this to the front of the card. Now I need to adhere the happy and the butterfly. You could use a Tombow for that, or something which I just had and hiding behind my water bowl. Glossy accents. So you just take it and put a few dots here and there on the back part. Doesn't need much, just a little. And the beauty part about this is it will dry matte. You won't see it. And it sets up very quickly. Just need to press it for a moment. You could also take a clear block and weight it down. Okay, and for this one I'll use the Tombow. Same process. There's also a product called Stick It, which you could have used, which as I took the foam tape, fun foam, and adhered it to the back of the cardstock, on the other side you would adhere the Stick It. And then you pull a little release paper off and it sticks right to it, and it will be in the same shape as the cutout. And you could avoid having to put the little bits of dotty adhesive on it. But as you see, it's not difficult. This needs to set up a little bit more. Okay. And the little butterfly guy, I'm going to put some glue dots on the back of him. I think 3 ought to be enough. Everything's all glued down, and there are all the finished cards. These 4 are ready to go for an occasion coming up. All I need to do is put a sentiment on here, and then it is good to go. I hope you'll try this design yourself. It's very easy to be intimidated by a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, but as you can see, you can easily design a card with little or no effort and have it ready to go. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and have a good day.